Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to a brand new video. This one is going to be about this 7-star celebration event. A very spendy event, but do bear in mind there is going to be a launch event coming soon. This is going to be a bit of a difficult one to kind of like go over and explain. You might be looking at in game. As me, I'm a non-spending player. I have opened up 2 7-stars and 2 Paragon crystals, and I've got 6,600 points. The only reason I did that was because I wanted to access to. Funny enough, it was like if I got those 300 units back, I kind of like break even at close to 3,000 units. And I was like, I'm not going to spend any further. But you may be looking at this particular event and going like, hey, this is incredibly spendy and looks a bit ridiculous and just in some ways seems a little bit, unfair. And look, I get it. I mean, I'm a non-spending player looking at this going like, man, well, I can't spend any more. I haven't been able to spend in the last nearly 1.5 years. So therefore, like getting like 6 stars duped, getting 7 stars easily, therefore being able to make further gains up the ladder of the participation, whether it be a 7-star celebration or whether it be the solo side of things. And at this time, I'm not going to spend 15 units. I could say to myself, and as many of you know, you could just go 15 times 800 per piece, 12,000, as you can see right here. We're going to go over a little spreadsheet in a minute, but 12,000 points, okay? So if I got 12,000 points, where would that get me with an alliance event? That would get me up into... let's see. No, I don't think it would get as far as maybe I would like, but say 12,000 would get me to milestone number... not even 7. Milestone number 6, if I did that right now. I'm not going to, but then, of course, maybe I'll get a bit further because I'd take the solo side of things and I'd reinvest that as well into all of this, because you were like, okay, well, that gets me up to... no, actually, it wouldn't get me very far from a solo perspective. It's basically the alliance and camaraderie that's going to get you as far as you could possibly go. And you may be looking at this like I am and just going like, I'm as a free-to-play player, I can't get up. That I really can't at the moment. You know, I'm looking at all my friends. They're kind of like able to, and I'm just like, no, I just can't do it. I can't financially do this. But you have to look at this. Well, what is coming in the future? Okay. Now there are some free points on this one, regardless of the fact of there are some free points. Like I know Cam said that there's potentially 32,000 points for free. I don't know how that potentially works out with stuff. And that's mainly on the fact that when you're going to get some of these milestones from an alliance perspective, you have to individually put in the minimum points, right? That's the thing. You have to put like minimum. The way it says minimum there, it's like I thought this first off when I was like, okay, well I can put 6,000. I could put 6,600 points. So I did 2 Paragon crystals. I begrudge getting those 2 Paragon crystals, but it was at least got me up to there. It got me to grab myself 300 units, and I got the 7-star shards and that extra that 4-star there in order to kind of like feel like I'm part and parcel of everything. But yeah, like it was. You may be, as I said, non-spending players looking at this and going like, okay, well, what do I do? Like, how do I get on here? So the main thing to point out is there is going to be a special event. There's a 7-star launch event, launch quest, which may be on Wednesday. In that particular launch quest, you'll have access to go and get some Paragon crystals. Depending on how much you're able to get, you may be able to go somewhere through getting some of these milestones. I don't know 100%. We will have to wait for the launch of the quest, and then we can get an idea as non-spending players how far we can go. But let's face it, at this particular point, in order to get yourself minimum on the board onto that first particular milestone, you need to open 2 7-stars and 2 Paragon crystals to get 6,600 points. That's kind of like the bare minimum there. Or actually, no, it's a bit more than the bare minimum, but it kind of like gets you to the units. So it gets you to the unit side of things. However, though, you may want to go down the route of farming some more units in order to get some Paragon crystals. I don't know if you, obviously I can't guess what you're, interested in doing. That's going to be down to you. But just to give you an idea, you can get 1,950 units thereabouts from doing arena milestone grinding between now and the event quest finishing. Now I am working on some ideas of how to do this, but it kind of it does factor around what this 7-star quest is. So I'm not going to say it's doom and gloom for free-to-play players, because we haven't had the free 7-star launch event or launch quest. Once that launch quest is out, we can get an idea. Okay, so this is the thing about how I'm going to be creating something. I've started something here. I'm going to wait until seeing where this quest is coming out to kind of start charting a course to get there. But as I said, when I first started off making this particular spreadsheet and thinking about a guide, it didn't really occur to me until I saw that if you go to the Alliance event, that the points. And this is where it's a little bit different, I think, from the banquet event. The banquet event felt that everybody could, have a slice of the pie, have a slice of the action, especially if you're in an alliance and going okay, well, I got friends in the alliance that are kind of able to spend. I got friends that are whales. But at the same time, I can't personally benefit from that. I'm not saying I should do, and I'm not saying that I shouldn't. I'm just saying that this is what it is. It's different from the banquet event, where as soon as one particular milestone was opened and you put the minimum amount in, 33k, you were able to kind of get further up. The problem with this is, as a non-spending player like I am, and doing this for free, you're looking at this situation and going okay, well, let's, again, as I kind of repeat myself, these are down to minimums, where it says you must contribute points towards the event to be eligible for rank and milestone rewards. But the minimums are not kind of just, the minimums suck, because it's okay, I was I did 6,600 and I was okay, cool, that's great. Then I looked at, my minimum now in order to get this is it's not available, because I need to spend 8,800 on Paragon crystals in order to get there, and the same thing with there. So I need to spend units in order to access it, and that's kind of falls along the line of, okay, well, before with banquet event you did 33, I think it was a minimum of, I want to say it was 40k. I was trying to find some info to kind of back up what I was saying, but I think it was 40k, and you unlocked all the milestones going down to what was the 650k not contribution, but kind of marker for a milestone. So it's yes, I think it's a little bit weirder than it is before. So it's kind of annoying. Obviously, I get it. And I do agree. If as a free-to-play player, I'm looking at this going I really need to see what this kind of quest gives. I just dropped onto the forums and kind of just see what other people were saying. It would be nice if there's a little more free-to-play end of the scale, but whales have got to have something to get them to whale over. This is one of these things. I can't blame Kabam for wanting to increase revenue. So yeah, it does really feel like that. And as I said, there are people in the Alliance that are spending at the moment, and fair play. I just can't really do that. I can't. I made a decision to change my kind of focus to be non-spending, and that is what I'm going to continue to do. And it's just for these situations where it's just kind of look, it's not a banquet event. I get it. It's just a case of it just means that it would just really be fun for non-spending players to have a bit of a chance to kind of get further up, rather than kind of looking at this and going, right, well, now it's a case that there's going to be people that have access to things like a tier 6 class catalyst selector, right? These are the things I personally won't be able to have access to unless the 7-star quest, when it launches, has that in. But that's going to be that's roster changing. That is, to select something, it could be that's someone's first choosable rank 5 6-star, or it could be somebody's, and there's been rank 2 7-stars. So it's now pushing this kind of divide between those that are non-spending and spending. It's getting wider. Ladies and gentlemen, it's getting wider. 7 stars are in there. Is that another select? Oh, is it? What? No, no way. I see. No, that's it. That's even worse than that. And there's a 6-star relic in there as well. So look, If you can spend, you can spend, but I'm not spending on this. I'm not getting roped into all this. It's no. Look, I'll leave you with a bit of positive. So for the non-spending people out there that want to get involved with this particular event, look, you can spend your units in order to get there, but I would say wait until the 7-star quest launches, and we'll see what you can grab from it as to whether or not it's going to be worth it to rush through it. But do bear in mind, rushing through it means that you'll probably have to invest stuff into getting it, and I'm hoping that it's something that at least allows a lot of players that are non-spending to be able to do, because you want to feel like you've got a seat at the table. You don't want to feel like you're being kind of detracted away from those that can spend to be in the top position. It's like the British Army back in Napoleonic War, where you basically would pay to be an officer and be in charge of people, and it's like and the people that were just standard soldiers were very much kind of like, it's like the them and us type scenario, which ain't cool. That's not a community. It's a community for those that. A community is like everyone feels like they're together, rather than people kind of going like, oh, by the way, this event, you can get yourself a rank 5 6-star, and for some other people, hey, you'll be able to get a rank 2 7-star. Great. And I'm sitting here with my single 6-star at rank 5 and going, oh great, when am I going to get the next one? But in any case, as I said, we'll wait for that 7-star quest. Really annoying in some aspects for those that are non-spending. And anyway, thanks very much for watching this video. All your thoughts, put it in the comment section down below, and I'll see you all soon. Much love and goodbye and good night.